if you clicked on this video today, your textures probably look something like this. Now, I have got a quick and easy fix to randomize the scale and rotation of all textures so you can add them to your landscape in your game and make it look 10 times better. So let's not waste any more time and let's get started. The first thing we need to do is just open up your map, and we can do this in a blank project, or I've just got a nice open world here which I'm using for my Grand Theft Auto series. So I want to change the tiling of the floor, or the material of the floor. So first thing we need to do is get some materials. So go to Window and Quixel Bridge, and when we go down here, I already have this one downloaded. This is the Nordic Forest Ground, and it's like a mossy floor. So we're just going to download that and add it to the project, and I'm also going to add this concrete one as well, just to show you some variation. Now if we just click on all four of these tiles while holding control, it'll select all four, and if we just click into the content browser and right click, and we're going to create a new material, and this is going to be m_quick tiling fix, because that is exactly what this video is, and it'll open up this graph. Now we just make this a little bit bigger, and in the details of our landscape, just click here and click this little arrow. It'll change it to our default material that we just made. Now let me just show you what it looks like with the original, and you can see it is horribly tiled, and you can just tell it's just been dragged and dropped in. Now we want to change this and make it look more natural, so what we're going to do is change it back to the material we just made, this blank material, and let's actually make this a little bit bigger so we can view it. And if you press Control and Space on your keyboard, it'll bring up the content browser. We're going to select this. This is the normal map, and here for the texture sample. So let's add our RGB in here and our normal into normal, just like that. Click Apply, and it'll do the exact same as what we had before. So how do we change this? We need to right click and search for texture variation, and out of the shifted UVs, we're going to put this into the UVs of our base texture. And now as you can see, it's changed all the UVs, but it's still a bit repetitive, and that's not good. As you can see, there's like squares and patches of the texture just being repeated. So if we right click again and search for static bool, drag this into random rotation and scale, check this so it's true, and when we click apply, basically all your textures are fixed. Now if we just zoom in, you can see there is absolutely no replication. It's not being copy and pasted just all over, but you can see the normal maps are still basically not looking great. So the normal maps are still using the default UVs. So what we can do is simple as just drag out shifted UVs and drag it into the normal map as well. Click apply, and in the background you'll be able to see, look at that, everything changes, and it is looking great. It does not look like a texture that's just been copy and pasted. Now for your material, you probably don't want it looking all metallic, and you don't really want it looking shiny and stuff like that. It depends what type of landscape you're working on. I'm guessing if you're working on a beach and there's water, maybe you could do that. We're not going to do that, so if you just press 1 on your keyboard and click, we'll get this. Keep it at 0, and we're just going to drag it into all of these. Once we've done this, we can then just click apply, and as you can see, it takes the shininess away. And obviously you can change this for each individual one. So if I was to click 1 on my keyboard and say I put 0.1, you'd be able to change it for each individual parameter. So like roughness, specular, metallic, you'd be able to change it from anywhere from 0 to 1, and this will change basically everything and give it a bit more variation as well. Now if we just click and drag the static bool into use diver as well, that will also give us a little bit of variation. As you can see, it's drawing these like lines inside the texture. And if you want to, and this doesn't look good enough for you, you can actually play with the variation scale and the variation levels also. If you wanted to, you could just press 1 on your keyboard and just add this value into there. And if we just click play and have a little run around, as you can see, the floors are completely randomized, with the rotation and scale of our texture, and it makes it look a lot more natural. Now what I want to do is actually show you how this works with something like concrete, which is usually tiled. Okay, so here we have our concrete pavement, and this is naturally tiled because obviously concrete is just tiled surface. But we can actually add variation to this as well. So if we just select our normal and our base texture, we can drag them in just like this, and we're just going to replace everything basically. So let's just disconnect these two by pressing Alt and click. Put that into base color, click apply, and as you can see we now have our replicated texture, which looks awful. And if we add the normals as well, gives it a bit more depth. And it looks pretty good when you zoomed in, but when you zoom out it does not look good whatsoever. So let's just disconnect this and apply. That's how we see the difference. As you can see, it gives it a bit more depth. Now in the shifted UVs we already set up, we can actually just connect that up, and when we press apply, all the textures will be randomized. But you can see that when we zoom in, we still have the normal maps, and the depth is not being randomized as well. So if we just drag out of shifted UVs and put that into our normal maps of our concrete and click apply, you will see now we add depth to the randomized concrete texture, and this looks pretty good. I actually really do like this. So that is basically how you fix landscape textures in Unreal Engine 5. Thank you for watching, like the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.